This is the market video for the week of February 23rd, 2015. My name is Michael Saul, also known as Tiny. Before I get into the major indexes, I just want to talk about a stock I mentioned a few weeks ago in the market video, Anacor Pharmaceuticals, ANAC. Was set up right around here, and since then it's gone up about 20%. Now, the first thing you might say is, well, the market has been up, so obviously all stocks go up. Well, it's not the truth. All stocks do not go up when the market rallies, but even if you look at the major index where Anacor sits, which is the NASDAQ, you can see the NASDAQ is up nowhere near 20%. So if you are interested in discovering the method that I used to find stocks that are set for big explosive moves, I'll be holding a workshop in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And if you want to get on the early bird list, drop me an email to tiny@stockmarkettrendsx.com, and I will put you on the early bird list, so you will get the first notification when that workshop is available. It is going to be a recorded set of videos as well as a PDF document, so you can follow along. If you're interested, again, tiny@stockmarkettrendsx.com, and I will get you out the details when it is available. So let's take a look at the market. We're going to go back to the SPY here for a little bit, even though I really don't like using this spike high as reference, but I mean, we called around and we found out that this was legitimate trade up here. So as I've been saying, this is now the short-term target. 212.97 is the next target on the SPY. You can see last week we basically just went sideways. We didn't get anything except maybe Friday, which dipped down before it turned around. But at this point, I'm expecting this to be hit sooner rather than later, maybe even in the first couple of days of this coming week, maybe even Monday. We'll see. It's not that far away from here. So if we look at the IVV, which is the way to look at the S&P without that spike, one of the ways to look at, you can see we're in new high territory here. If we drop down to the monthly chart right here, okay, we now have this beautiful V type of pattern after a W double bottom here. We did have some pullback, so it's not a straight up V, but this part here, I mean, if you look at this monthly chart, with the exception of this dip late last year, this is really stretched here to the upside. But I still think we have higher prices to be seen, because until the NASDAQ hits its all-time highs, I believe we are going to continue to trade higher, and I believe that pullbacks and pauses are going to be spots to jump in and look for opportunities. Now, what happens when the NASDAQ does get to new all-time highs, or at least test those highs? I don't know. I would love to tell you, okay, it's going to be a double top, the biggest double top of all time, or it's going to just break through. It's one step at a time. Still has some way to go here until it gets there. 120.13, so that's, what is that, 12, less than 12, right? 11.5 points or whatever it is. I don't know, a little bit more than that. It's really not that far from here, but it's still, whatever it is, 10 point whatever percent. So I don't think it's going to get there in a day or so, but definitely in a couple of weeks of continuous back and forth zigzagging movement, as long as the trend remains up, it should get there. Again, overboard here, stretched from the moving averages. I'm looking for a pullback or a pause here, but I am not looking to call a top in the market here. Here's the Russell. Russell at new all-time highs, also stretched here. Not crazy, but stretched like the S&P, stretched like the NASDAQ here, so I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back or it went sideways. But again, I am not looking to short it here. I believe that they will, that it will open buying opportunities, just like on the other indexes. Here's the Dow, which don't really care about all-time highs, but okay. The Dow isn't a leader. The S&P leads, the NASDAQ, the Russell. The mid-caps, also important. They're up nicely, new all-time highs. Again, stretched. I do believe we are going to see higher prices. Semiconductors, nice push to a high here. Let's look at some stocks. Clad tanker, still lagging here. If it can get going, you got the 50-day moving average to watch. Here's Intel, which I got to tell you, Intel was looking really nice. All of a sudden now, it's not looking so great. So what's it going to do from here? We'll see. It's in a pattern here. You got the 200-day moving average right below. It has to get above the 50 to get bullish, below the 200-day, and I'm going to flip to bearish here. Not immediately when it breaks it, but if it breaks it and then pauses and continues. So again, there's a prime example I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Oh, well, the market went up, so all stocks went up. Well, Intel didn't really go up. Okay, yeah, it went up a little bit, but not much. It definitely didn't go up the amount that the NASDAQ or even that the SOX went up in that time, right? So, from back here, the SOX is up much greater than overall on Intel. All right, Maxim, nice little bull flag here. Overbought, yes, but it's riding these moving averages. I love to see this. The market is mean reverting. This is beautiful here. This is a nice little bull flag. Let's see what it's going to do from here. How about stock like ADI? Yeah, stretched here, but really nice and strong. Nice. Nvidia, consolidating here. Okay, see what it's going to do from there. Here's banks. All right, the banks are looking better. They are not leading here, and they are obviously lagging. They're not at new highs for the year, or new highs for whatever, new 52-week highs, whatever it is. But they are looking better. They tested this batch of moving averages and held. Let's see if they can get some upside momentum here. Bank of America's got to get past the 50-day moving average at a minimum. JP Morgan, if I could type it correct. Okay, very nice looking setup here. But again, I want to see the bulls come in. Just because the setup's here, I want to see confirmation here. But if we can get it, this could be off to trying to test the highs. Citigroup also looks okay. Bank of New York, sorry. I like this one too. Nice looking pattern. Again, I like it, but I want to see confirmation. The reason that I like setups like this is because almost immediately if you're right or not. Okay, so if it breaks out here, good. Then guess what? You are correct. And if not, you put your stop right here. And if instead it fakes it and then goes down, you get out with small risk. That's why I like the setup. It has nothing to do with the stock. It has nothing, in other words, the stock itself. Like I don't look at the Bank of New York financials and go, oh, well, this is a great looking stock, fundamentally why. No, I don't care about that. I'm only looking for the chart pattern. I'm looking for stocks that have decent volume, so it's not a shake and bake type of move where it's low volume and it's just a pump and dump or something like this, like these people that keep promoting these penny stocks, stuff like that. I'm looking for something with good volume, which obviously Bank of New York has, and I'm looking for a nice setup where I know where I'm wrong. So in other words, I'm right if it breaks out and keeps going. I'm wrong if it breaks and hooks back down and stops out. All right? Broker-dealer. Also looking nice. Nice looking pattern. Again, want to wait for confirmation. Goldman. Yep. Getting its groove on here. See if it can get to its new highs. It looks like it wants to. Morgan looking okay. Can be played as a laggard play if the broker-dealer index goes. But Morgan's looking nice. Legg Mason leading. Looking good as well. Let's look at some of the old world stocks, as they call them, right? The smokestack stocks, like a Caterpillar. All right, that make they make the industrial equipment and stuff like that. Before we get into the high flyer glamour stocks, so Caterpillar doesn't look great. Caterpillar looks like it could be trying to put a little bottom in here, but if it breaks this, well, then this is a bear flag. Right, now, why am I saying that this is a bottom? To me, to the normal eye, it looks like it's just a plain out bear flag. Well, the Friday's action is what's telling me maybe they're trying to put a high or low in here, but it's real easy to see. Okay, I'm not interested in getting bullish here until it gets above the 50-day moving average, and if it fails Friday's reversal, well, then we know it's a bear flag. John Deere, okay, looking good, looking much better than Caterpillar. If I had to pick one, John Deere is obviously showing a good relative strength. Somebody wanted me to look at International Paper, and this is a really nice looking stock here. Broke out of a base here, then a small base here. It's continuing to go higher. Another I stock is Illinois Tool Works, also looking very, very nice. Looking strong here. All right, now let's go to some of the glamour stocks. Let's start with the casino stocks. Las Vegas Sands, nice little pattern here. A nice tight little coil. Again, it's under the 200-day, so I can't get biased to the bull side, But if it breaks out, could have a nice little move here to test the 200-day moving average. Wynn Resorts, similar pattern. Okay, looks like it has more to go to get to that 200-day, even percentage-wise. But again, doesn't mean it has to go to the 200-day. But if these are looking to put in even a temporary bottom, these could be some nice ones to watch. Look at American Express. Okay, American Express not looking so great here. But if we look at MasterCard, beauty. We pointed this out a couple weeks ago. Beautiful move here. And Visa also looks like it wants to go higher. How about Amazon? Amazon is continuing to look great. Looks like it's going to test these highs sooner rather than later. Apple, if I could spell it right and not put 3 A's in. Okay, Apple is just overbought. What does that mean? Does that mean that I'm looking to short it? Of course not. Absolutely not. Okay, this stock has some really good momentum behind it. So I'm looking for pullbacks and consolidations for entries, not looking to short this. But it is really stretched here. So I am expecting it if the market does at least pause. Which, I mean, the way we're looking right now, it absolutely could. Maybe it'll be after the SPY hits that spike high. I'm not sure. But I do think that we're going to pull back or pause sooner rather than later. Again, I don't think it's a shorting opportunity. I think it's an opportunity to stalk for potential long side opportunities. How about an Electronic Arts? Really nice. Looking really good. Looks like it wants to go higher. Riverbed, no, it's not interested there. Okay, Rackspace, nice pullback after spiking up to the high. See if it rotates and gets a rally going here. Let's look at some biotech. Gilead, okay. Nice coil here. Let's get rid of this coil and we can see. So again, I want to watch to see if it gets confirmation here, if it breaks out, and see if it goes higher. Here's BIIB, stretched here to the upside, but looking really nice. I skipped some of the big stocks, so I'll go back. Google's still under the 200-day moving average, but if it can get some money flow in, positive money flow in here, in other words, the bulls come in, watch that 200-day moving average for a quick test. How about Priceline? You let it digest a little bit. Definitely has to give it some time. Netflix, wow. Talk about the Walking Dead here, huh? Was crushed here, came back up, got cracked again, and now just looking so sweet. Looks like it will, at a minimum, test this high. Probably go above it. Let's see, what is this spike high? Yeah, so this will probably try to magnetize to whole number 500 from here. Bonds, yeah, bonds still look like they want to go lower, but you got consolidation right here that you have to respect. Right now, that's holding up the show for now. You can see this isn't coincidence that it tried to get through it a couple of times but can't. But if it does lose it, I mean, you do have more potential support around here, but I think it's going to get to the 200-day. If it loses it, loses this support. Notes look similar. How about gold? Yeah, gold was looking good for a while, but now it's pulling back here. I think it's time to put Fibonacci grid on this and see where we're at here. So right now we're at the 62% retracement. So if it gives way here, then we're looking at the 1171 area for next support. Silver, kind of the same. Okay, rejected off the 200-day moving average. Doesn't look so great here, but if it can hold this retracement, maybe it'll try to move up higher. Crude oil, yeah, everybody's getting so excited. Oh, oil's bottomed, oil's bottomed. I don't think so. I think it's just taking its time, resting. There's a very famous saying, I believe Wyckoff may have said it. Sometimes I attribute these sayings to the wrong analysts, but price equals time. And this was a really big move in a pretty quick amount of time. So after that, there's usually some period of digestion. You can see that right here, but I think oil is going lower. Natural gas, okay, I have to put the right symbol in. Natural gas, maybe it's trying to bottom out in here, but it's got to get over the 50-day moving average. And for right now, I would only expect it to be a short-term bottom. How about the grains? Okay, wheat looks like it wants to go lower. Corn, I mean, it's consolidating here, but if it breaks that little ledge right here, Okay, that looks like it wants to go lower. And then you got soybeans. Yeah, soybeans don't look as weak as corn and wheat. All right, what about sugar? Yeah, it looks like it's going lower, as well as coffee, which is lower already. Let's grab where we're looking for this to go. All right, so we highlighted this. You can see it tagged it here, but it's actually under it. Next level would be here on the 140 handle. Let's go to the euro. Okay, the euro, I think, is going lower. I think the euro is going to at least par. How about the dollar yen? Yeah, dollar yen looks like it wants to move higher here. Just taking its time, consolidating. Again, it had a really nice move, so it's consolidating here. Aussie dollar. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go lower. Maybe a short term, a small low here. But again, to break this big downtrend is going to take work. So maybe it has some limited upside here, but to me, Aussie dollar looks lower as well. So I believe we are going to get to this this 212, this 112. That would be a nasty move. This 212.97 number sooner rather than later, maybe as soon as Monday. We'll see if it can put in a solid day. It's really only one good day away. 0.6% is what it says it did on Friday. If you put that onto this, it would get there, I believe, right? Not quite. Okay, whatever. It's one good day or one decent day away, so maybe it takes a couple of days. I think it's getting there sooner rather than later. I do think we're overbought. A pullback or consolidation should not surprise you at this point because we are stretched here. But again, I am not looking to call a high just yet. Not even close. There are no signs that a high is being put in here. Join Paul Schatz and I for our weekly strategy session. That's tonight. Well, I'm doing this on Sunday. I don't know when you're watching it, but it's Sunday, February 22nd. I will put the link below in the description. And again, if you are interested in the workshop on finding stocks that are set to make nice explosive moves, just give me an email at tiny@stockmarkettrendsx.com and I will put you on the first notification list. Have a great trading week. I'll talk to you in the daily email if you are subscribed. Otherwise, I will see you tonight at the Sunday night strategy session or in next week's video. Have a great week.